Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing. Today we're working on part 2 of my Bohemian Beauty Journal. This is the construction part of the journal where we're in part 1. I did the cover, put the fabric on, attached my my little embellishment cardboard piece here. If you haven't already seen that video, I'll go ahead and link it below so that you can check that out if you want to. But again, this is part 2 of my Sunday's Art of Truth, talking about what it means to be exquisite and how I was drawn to the papers, this kind of boho, deep, rich, vibrant colors of paper. And I didn't initially understand why until I chose this word and I was working through the cover and kind of the first step of the construction, and it hit me why I felt so drawn to it. And it is about this word. And so I'll be writing part 2 of that in my Sunday's Art of Truth, which you can check out over on my blog at B.Rebornart.com. The link will be below. So today we're going to work on putting the signatures in. And then depending on time, which we probably will have time, it doesn't take all that long, we'll put some ephemera on some of the pages. I created this hidden journaling spot, I believe last week. I'm not sure if you'll see it before I post this one. I'm not sure because my Sunday's Art of Truth runs every Sunday, but I'm creating like crazy and I just can't remember off the top of my head when this one actually gets published, but it's a hidden journaling spot, so we'll attach that on a page. And then I've got a couple of I've got a hidden paper clip, which I didn't film this, I just made it, but it's a hidden paper clip, so we'll put that on in the journal. And then this is just a little lace snippet that I did film this one, so again you can check out my channel and see about that. But so we'll go ahead and play a little bit with some pages today as well if we have time. So I've got my crocodile because I'd like to put a hole in the top of this the spine so that I can do a spine dangle later. So that's the reason why I've got my crocodile out. I've got my pokey tool. I cannot find my awl. I put it in a safe place apparently, and I cannot locate it. So, but this, my grandson and I worked on making his own book yesterday, and this worked just fine. So that's what I'm going to use. Got a little piece of foam just to be able to poke through my wax thread and my needle. So that's just there for later. So I already did a flip through of the signatures in part 1. So you can again check that out. But today we're going to go ahead and stitch them in. I need to get my template though. I created a template for the spine here. So this is what I've got. So we're going to use this to mark both the signatures and the spine here in the book. But I first want to start with putting my eyelet in because I don't want to forget that. I need to reach behind me here and grab an eyelet because I forgot to grab one before I turned the camera on. Let me just do that really quick so we'll be all ready to go. I think I'm just going to grab a black one in this case. So I've got that there. So let's go ahead and do that first. So I'm going to go ahead and push this back. Again, this is not a demonstration about how to use the crocodile, but if you don't have one, it is amazing. I adore it. So I'm just going to kind of get this in here. I'm going to hold my fingers at where I know the bend in the spine is so I can kind of line this up. I actually moved this, so let me move it up again. And I'm going to just use my fingers to guide the centering of this. So I need to move it over just a bit. And then I'm just going to go ahead and punch a hole. Hang on, I can't see really. Yeah, that looks about right. So I'm going to go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to go up a little bit more because I don't want to interfere with my, oh goodness, come on. I don't want to interfere. I guess it won't move up anymore. I don't want to interfere with my holes for my attaching the signatures. So that's why I'm kind of fussing with this a little bit. And I think it's going to be okay. So I'm just going to give that a good press. There we go. So we've got our hole. That's actually just perfect. So let me show you where you can see it a little bit more on the inside. It's not quite center, but that's okay. Not looking for perfection. If we did, we never get anything done. So I'm going to go ahead and put the eyelet in and attach that, and then we'll move on to putting the signature in. Signatures. There are 2 signatures in this journal. Oh boy, I don't think this eyelet is deep enough. Let me grab a bigger one. I've got another set of these that, oh, here's one. It's going to have to be silver though, but it's longer. So, sorry guys. Should have been more prepared. Well, that one longer. This one appears to be longer. It's silver though, but that's okay. There we go. That's better. Let me go ahead and give this little crimp. I don't know what it's actually called. Setting it, I guess. We're setting the eyelet. There we go. I can set the crocodile aside. So now I've got this cool, really durable hole to attach a spine dangle. So I'm looking forward to making some junk jewelry for this journal. So we're going to start with, I think I want to unattach this because I feel like it's going to be in the way as I'm working on this. So I'm just going to take this little dangle off the front. If I can do it without destroying anything, set that aside as well. So I'm going to just bend this a little bit so it'll lay a little bit flatter, and I'm going to use my template. So what I did is I measured the halfway point from top to bottom, but I didn't really measure here. It doesn't really matter. In fact, I think I need to move this. I need to move this dot down a little bit. So let me just go, you know what? Because now my hole is in the way. Is my hole in the way? Can't really tell. I think it might be okay. Let me move it over. Looks like it might be okay. It's going to be right under the eyelet, which is fine. So let me go ahead and put my little cushion underneath here for my first hole. So again, you want to center that in your spine. And then you're just going to take your pokey tool, whatever you have, and I'm just going to make a hole right there where I have that. Oh, this is a 2 signature. Oh, I'm glad I caught that. Back it up. This is only like the 4th one I've ever bound. So this is actually my my guide for my signatures themselves. I need a guide for the spine. So basically is all I'm going to do is come out. Like I'm going to go, I'm going to put an X here and an X here, an X here, an X here, and an X here and here. I'm not into perfection in this case, so I'm just making a general guide. I'm going to move this closer, guys, so that you can see better. I just looked at the viewer and it was a little far away there. So now we're ready to go. I'm glad I caught that, though. That would have been not good because we have 2 signatures, so we need 2 sets of holes. So I'm going to go ahead and poke this hole. And this hole. And we're going to move our little spongy thing here. Do this hole. And this hole. And 2 more. Perfect. Okay. So now we've got our double holes for our signature. It's a little bit tricky when you put lace on the spine. I've done it before, so I know how to maneuver around it, but it does make it a little bit more challenging to see. So what I've done with the signatures is I made sure that they were all nice and lined up and that all the pages are going the right direction. That's super important. I also pulled this lace back a little bit because I don't want to catch that in my signature. So at least at this point. So I'm going to move this this one over a little bit though. I think it's in my way. So I wish I had a large piece of this and I cannot find it. I wish I knew where it was, but I don't. I suppose I could get a book. That might help, but I'm going to go ahead and put this here. And then we're going to line up so you can see my fold here, hopefully. Let me move this down just a little bit more. There we go. So we're going to line that fold up to the signature here. And then we're going to go ahead and poke our center hole. Except I have to put the, I moved this, so sorry guys. Oh goodness gracious. It's early in the morning here. I'm taking full advantage of only a few more days of summer break here before I head back to school, aka work. So I got up early this morning and I'm gonna really enjoy these last days. There we go. I am ready to go back though. And then our last hole. There we go. So that signature is ready and it looks like it's pretty good. And on the, actually on the fold there, as you can see. So this one's a little bit harder to see, but it's there. So let's do second signature. Again, I'm going to move this just a little bit. I'm trying to hold this envelope in a little bit, so I may have to leave that paper clip because I need to hold that flap in place. So we're going to just have to work around it. So let's go ahead and do center first. Place my guide and poke a hole and move this, poke the top hole, move this again. Wouldn't have to move it if I had a larger foam. And one more here. So there we go. So now the spine, we don't need the spine guide anymore. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to have to raise the camera just a little bit because I, like if you could, like this is where my camera is right now. So I don't have much room this way to work. So I'm just moving that up just a smidge. So I always think more is better. So I always pull more of this wax thread than I need. They say 3 lengths of the height of your journal, but I always go a little bit more because it doesn't hurt and I can use the scraps for something else. So I do that. There we go. We're going to go ahead and cut another one just so we have the second signature ready. So I'm just going to use this as my measurement here. There we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our needle threaded with one of the pieces of wax thread. And I just like to leave just a little bit of a tail here on the top end. So let's go ahead and start. Which one do I want in the front? I can't remember. I think this was the first signature. Doesn't really matter, I guess, but. And I'm going to tie my string to the outside of the journal. So, because I want the ability to put on some beads or something onto this wax thread if I'm able to, if I have enough length, I'm going to do that. So we're going to just, I'm going to go with the middle hole first. That's how you do a pamphlet stitch. I am definitely not an expert. And then the other thing is you want to make sure that you're going into this row of holes, not the second. So you want to make sure that you're lining it up with the right holes in your spine. So we're just going to pull that through. Oh, I wanted to go the other way. Right? Goodness gracious. Here we go. Let's try that again. So we've got this one. Okay. And then I'm going to try to leave a little bit more tail there than at least on this middle section. So I can do a little bit of a dangle. So I'm going to go about like that, I think. Then we're going to go up to the top hole. And this is still really challenging for me because I haven't done it a lot. Other people who have been doing this a while, they can just like zip through this, no problem. Takes me a little bit longer. And I apologize if I get off camera, but it's tricky. So, and then you just want to make sure that you're in the right line here in terms of where you're trying to get to. And then we're going to go down here to the bottom hole from this side. And hopefully I can see it. Where's my hole? Where's my hole? Clear down here. Okay. Again, it's tricky with the lace bit there, so I am having trouble finding it. So let me see if I can poke from the other side just to get an idea where that is in relation to what I'm doing here. Come on. Oh, goodness. Hold on, guys. Where is it? Sorry, again, not expert at this. It's got to be in here somewhere. Okay, this is just really not working. Maybe I should go ahead and do it front. I think I'm just going to do it front. This is too complex for me this time around, so I'm having trouble seeing what's there. So I'm going to pull this back through. And I'm already going to do a spine dangle, so I think we'll be fine. But I need the visibility from the top. This is just really really challenging. So I guess I could do a dangle from the inside too. That would be cool. We'll just do that. So there we go. So hopefully this will help me see a little bit better. So now I'm going to go from the, I guess it's the same neither here nor there, because you still have to find the hole on one side to get through to the hole on the other side. So, goodness gracious, it's so hard to see. There we go. Got that. Pull that through there. And then we're going to go up through the top hole and then into the spine. There's my hole. Okay. And then we're going to go back up through the center. Just going to kind of give this a little bit of a tug. Oh, did I go somewhere wrong? I did. This one's on the wrong side. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Always check. Always check. It's okay. Okay to make mistakes. We just want to make sure that we're getting that in line with the right set of holes. So we're working on this side here. Okay, that's better. Okay, well, we lost some length here. Let me pull this back through if I can. There we go. Just a little bit of a dangle there. So now we're going to go back up through the center. So there we go. You can see I'm now in line with myself. And you're going to go back into this hole. I can find it. Shouldn't be that hard, right? There's already something there. There we go. Pulling that through. And so there we are. We are all in line with our first set of holes, right? Yep. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and tie this off. You just want to make sure that you've got your ties on either side of that string. And then we're going to just give it a little tug just to make sure it's nice and tight. Tight but not tearing. Okay, and then we're going to do one more. We're going to do a knot the other way and tie off. And then I'm going to leave about the same length on both ends just in case I want to do dangles on both. So there we go. So that's what it looks like from the outside. Pretty nice. So let's go ahead and do the second signature. Apologize if that's really hard to see, guys. I know that I was really fidgeting and fussing with that. Hopefully this one will go smoother. I'm a newbie. I love it though. It's fascinating. So where's my other? Okay, so that's the back. I actually did that backwards. I wanted this one to be, uh-oh. I just put it in back. I just put it in upside down. Wow. I gotta undo it, guys. I gotta undo it. My signature's upside down. Take a lesson from a newbie. You gotta look. It's a lot harder than it looks. I'm gonna tell you that. But gotta be able to laugh at ourselves, right? So yeah, because this pocket, this is supposed to be the top. So I had done that completely backwards, but no sweat. So we're going to go ahead and start with the center. And we're going to go into the same hole that we were in. Not a problem. Hopefully this one will go smoother, right? And we'll go ahead and go up top. There we go. So again, we're going to go ahead and give this a nice tug. Make sure it's nice and tight. Making sure that our strings are on either side of the center string here, which they are. Tie that off one time and then do the reverse, which I always have a hard time doing reverse stuff, but there's my attempt. There we go. So we're going to again leave a little length on each side. But because I messed up that one, I got to get another length of a string here. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, this one should go easier now that I've warmed up a little bit. If you're still here, I appreciate it. Everything's better. Everything's easier in theory, right? Okay, so make sure we're right. So again, because this is a little, let me show you this while I'm here. We don't need that on there anymore, except it's getting into my pocket there. Protecting my lace here. Ah, there we go. Goodness gracious. Come on. Are we stuck? Don't tear my lace. There we go. Hopefully that's still secure. Was kind of silly. Should have done something different there. So that basically what this is, just a page veil, and then if you lift it, you've got a pocket here. So it looks to be intact, so we're good. So let's go ahead and put the other signature in, which is actually in the front. I'm going to leave that paper clip just because it will keep this other signature kind of out of my way. There we go. So now we're going to put this one in, make sure it's all going the right direction. I know that this is the right one because I remember the doily was on this side, but I'm just going to look. My butterfly, die cut a butterfly here, so I know that I'm right side up there. So let's go ahead and do this one. So we're going to go ahead and go through the middle hole. Seriously, giving me a heart attack here. Go back down through the center hole. Everything should be lined up. There we go. Should is the operative word, right? There we go. Whew, that was tough. I'm gonna just pull that. Make sure that I've got a string on either side of the center string. I'm gonna take my needle off. Go ahead and tie this up. One knot, and then backwards. 2 knots, and we're going to leave a little bit of a dangle opportunity here, like so, and our signatures are in. So let me go ahead and take off all the clips. We can kind of do a little quick flip through. I did a flip through of the signatures in part 1, but it's kind of nice to see them within, inside the journal. So, so we've got all these beautiful pages. Some of them are stitched around. I did come in and do a little bit of die cutting just because I thought I wanted to give it a try. Finished all my stitching around the pages that I wanted to stitch in. That went in really, really well. That's my little envelope pocket. And then we've got our little doily, which is fine. And then this stitched in well. Another, it's kind of, oh, you know why? I'm going to probably have to put some glue there because I'm only attached by one of the strings here because my holes are lower than my envelope edge here. So I'll have to address that. I'm not sure how I'll do that. I may need to, maybe I'll staple it or something. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out. Little envelope. So that's signature 1. Give that a press. And then here's signature 2. There we go. I did do some hole punching, and then that one went in beautifully. Coffee dyed paper, and then just did some random stitching on all these pages, and we already talked about this little signature. So that is it, and that turned out really nice. That's the other side of our envelope flap. So awesome, beautiful. Okay, guys. We get to put our first ephemera in this book. So we have this little journaling spot. So I do want to try to glue this one in because I think it would be really beautiful just attached directly to the page. It's going to stick up a little bit, but I don't mind that at all. And I'm actually loving it here. Let's see what it looks like when we close this page. Like that so much. Let's try another one and see where we would like it. It would be really pretty here. Oh, I like it there. Let's do it right there. So we're going to glue this on. You could have it just be a floating kind of journaling spot, if you wanted to, totally up to you. And as I mentioned in video one, and I linked my artist friend's Etsy shop in the supply list for part one, where you can check out these cards. She does these beautiful images that are just, they're just extraordinary. So we're going to go ahead and put this journaling spot in here. I'm just going to attach it on all sides. I don't need it to be an additional tuck. We've got enough. Well, I wonder if we should leave it open on this side. And make kind of a pocket. I kind of like that idea. Or, yeah, let's see. Let's see how it will close. It's going to bulk it up, but I like that. I like the idea of having this be an optional pocket. So we're going to just glue on these three sides. And I like to put my thumb on the side that I don't want to put glue on. So we're just going to go ahead and attach this here. And as I mentioned in part one, I will be giving this journal away. I don't sell any of my art anymore, and so I just want somebody who will really enjoy it, have it when it's complete. So if it really speaks to you and you like it, just let me know, leave me a comment, and I'll pick somebody and you can just have it for free. You don't even have to pay any shipping. I've been blessed, and I just love to create, and so I can't possibly use all of this stuff myself, and I don't sell it, so it's just a gift. So there we go. I love that. And so now we've got this pocket too, which we won't fuss with it because it needs to dry. So then we have our other bits here. So that's in signature 1. So let's go ahead and go to signature 2 here. And I'm going to give this a press. It's always kind of challenging when it gets in here. And it does bulk up, you guys, as you know, because you get things like this little button in here and you've got bulk already. But I love it. I actually kind of like this one right here on the front of this page. So we're going to go ahead and just attach that there. It looks like it goes. So this is a hidden paper clip again. And then how about this little cluster? It's going to be a little bulky because it's got that rose button. Let's see what we see. I think I like it on this page, and I think I'm going to create a little pocket out of it. So again, we're going to glue on just the 3 sides. So I'm going to hold the top side because I don't want to glue that. So I'm going to get my Fabri-Tac out because this is actually fabric. So I'd go ahead and do that. We can make a little tag to go in here later. There we go. There's a lot of glue there. Okay. Shall we put it in the center? I think in the center would be good. In terms of centering side to side, I mean. Oh, we got some glue on my fingers. I'll grab my towel. Oh, goodness. The towel just helps you be able to press it without getting your fingers all gross. So I'm just going to give that a good press and hold it. Give that time to set. And oops, not setting very well, is it? Hold it a minute. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you'll hop on over to the blog and read part 2, inspiration for this idea and this concept and truth about who we are. And we are exquisite. We are rich. We are beautiful. We are warrior women. We are what we believe in our heart. And I'm a firm believer in that. It's an area I struggle with intensely in my life, which is why I tend to write about it often, is because it's a hard thing. It's hard to embrace who you really are, what your true value is when life and history has taught you something entirely different. So I hope that you'll check that out. If you liked the video, if you'd go ahead and give it, sticking to my towel, give it a thumbs up. Again, no pressure, guys. I just want people to be able to see the videos. There are a lot of newbies out there that are wanting to get into junk journaling, getting into handmade journaling, whatever you want to call it. I call it junk journaling because I do use recycled materials in my journals. I use old envelopes, window envelopes, packaging, all that stuff. So you'll see that as we create ephemera and decorate this book that's the case. But and if you like what I'm creating, if you like the content on my channel, if you go ahead and like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I'm creating a new video or when I publish a new video, you can do that. So otherwise, guys, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.